your biggest takeaways from your rookie year, positives and negatives?
I'll say positive, the evolution of my game individually and what we poured into what it needs to be a Wizard as an organization. Just being able to work every single day and putting those stuff in, caring for each other, putting the effort, and also developing the young guys. I think that's the biggest accomplishment for us this season. And what was your first question?
And negatives as well.
Obviously, me as a competitor, my record is not where I want it to be individually. Um, but yeah, I think overall it was just a great experience, and I take way more positive than any of the season.
You mentioned the evolution of your game from when you got here in June till now. What's been the biggest thing that has evolved?
I think just my confidence, my mindset, in the way I approach games. Kind of observant first part of the season, and then as it went on, just knowing, having more experience about it, and just attacking it with a better mindset, and just going out there doing what I learned how to do.
Kyshawn, you grew a lot defensively this season. What went into that? How were you able to get so much better on that end of the floor?
I watched film, whether it's by myself at home, with coaches, just being able to learn players' tendencies and experiencing them firsthand as well, just gives you the opportunity to know what's coming, anticipate, and just work at it every single day.
Was it Kyshawn?
BK talked about the film work you did, particularly trying to cut down on your fouls this season long. What did it look like? What were you looking for, and what did you apply from the film work into games?
Mostly it was my hand placement, swiping down, where I put my arm, how to use my length, stuff like that. That I've got better than that. And also learning the tendencies of the players I was guarding individually and the teams. So like you anticipate it, you know what's coming.
What was the biggest technique change you made with your hand placement that helped?
I'd say two things. Instead of swiping down close to the body, swiping down away from the body. Because players extend. Like we're very good at, looking for these arms and as the extension goes, to swipe close, which I was doing in college and people weren't using that skill set. And also instead of swiping down, putting my arms up and shooting your hands.
You had your exit interview. What were the 2 to 3 things the organization wanted you to focus on ahead of your tour?
Just being able, continuing to put on the pouring into the way it needs to be a Wizard. So, like I said, caring for each other, working hard, defensive mindset, all that type of stuff that we touched on at the beginning of the season. We need to get better at. Although we set some type of foundation, but just keeping raising the bar every single day. And yeah, just involving my mindset, being ready for the season.
Kyshawn, when we analyze your game, I think the things that probably pop out the easiest is the 3-and-D stuff. You can defend and you got size and everything. You can knock down a shot. What other aspects of your game do you think are your biggest strengths?
The way I process the game, the way I understand it, the way I study it and apply it on the court. Just being able to get in the paint and create for myself or dish it out to somebody else. And yeah, just being able to create that.
When you say you study it and you apply it on the court, how does that transition work? Is film study and then just
whether it's just at home watching a game and whether it's us playing or somebody else, just seeing our tendencies, seeing the actions over and over, and just trying to not make the same mistake twice or recognize a certain situation when you could have done something better and just applying it.
How much of your beautiful game do you attribute to your dad? And your dad teaching you at an early age?
Well, a whole lot. I mean, he hooped, and he was my coach for the first 15 years of me playing basketball. So he's kind of had all the foundation and stuff. But also my path going from Switzerland to France, playing up in under 21 when I was 16, then playing with pros, and then going to Miami. I think all those stuff lead to just seeing a lot in the basketball world
to where you were in June when you were drafted to now, how much more positive do you feel about your potential to make an impact in this?
Well, I knew I was going to be able to make an impact once I got drafted, for sure. When I got drafted, it was just a matter of when and how. And I just think after this rookie year, it just shows how it's not. The win is shorter than what I thought it would be. The win I'll be able to make it.
Last thing for me, great things about you're a million draft analysts, and heading into the draft, defense wasn't said to be one of your strengths, and now it clearly is. How much joy do you take being kind of prove people wrong?
Oh, this is for me. It's me. I look at myself, and I know I was a willing defender, and I know I had a lot to learn and still have. And it's about my individual progress. Yes, it's fun to see that, oh, Kyshawn doesn't play defense, but I look at myself first and how I progress. That's my real motivation.
What allows you to process and see the game the way that you do at such a very young age, but seeing it at such a high level from the game, being able to then take that and implement it so quickly?
A good question. I think it's the part I don't necessarily control, which is how I am, which I'm pretty lucky. And also, like I said before, like kind of my path. Like I know like a lot of high recruits are the best player in their team. They rely on, their physicality, their offensive talents. But me being in France and having to play up my age and against pros, just learn a whole lot, and you have to find ways to like compensate for like the physical attributes I didn't have before. So just learning and trying to find ways to differentiate yourself, even though you're not, I don't know, scoring 40. And I think I found a way to do that in my younger age, and I think that carried over.
Kyshawn, which players in the NBA inspired you the most growing up and now, and how did they influence you?
I used to have highlight tapes at home. It was Tracy McGrady, Vince Carter, Allen Iverson. That was kind of like guys I used to look at on highlight tapes. And currently, you said, I think my view has changed a little bit. It was more, I look at every superstar or those who got you see, and I try to understand what makes them great, and I try to learn from that. And I think everybody has their own way of distinguishing themselves, and I just try to pick up from that and try to have it.
When you became more of an on-ball playmaker, what did you learn this season about pacing, slowing down, and controlling your pace, changing your pace?
Yeah, it's how you control your defense with your pace, with your eyes, with receptiveness, and I think that's something that's very underlooked. Like, yes, the athleticism is super impressive. That's what people come to see. But also being able to be able to control receptive, it's very efficient as well.
You improved your shooting from deep later in the season. What led to the improvement, and what's based on the types of shots you take and the amount that you take, what is the target shooting percentage from three that you aim for?
Individually, I try to make all my shots, every single one of them. I know it's not necessarily realistic, but that's how I approach every time. I will be happy with 38 and more. I won't be happy with a 38. 39 and more. Those are the 40s, to be honest. But yeah, just reps, work, and being disciplined, and working off the court as well. The way you shoot the ball on your workouts, one-on-one with a contest is pretty much shooting the game. So the more disciplined you are, the more focused you are in practice and individual workouts.
You talked about the team culture, the foundation being laid a little bit. What does the Wizards culture feel like to you after 1 year?
I would like to ask you that question, but I would say first of all, people that care for each other, um, whether it's somebody slipping and falling on the court, 3, 4 guys, everybody else going picking them up. There's a scuffle, everybody jumping in, making sure our guys are right, and then giving it all on the court and being competitive. Every possession matters, going to get it, and being intentional with everything you do.
Well, you're very considerate, and yet how much different is this Kyshawn from the Kyshawn who's on the court, who's a competitor at that, or which he's the toughest Kyshawn?
I have a lot of fun on the court, so sometimes my emotions show more, and I care so much that sometimes I get carried away with my emotions. But overall, I'm always competitive. I just, I don't know. I just enjoy and take pride in just going out there and competing and doing my best for myself and the team.
How do you think it was that, even as a rookie, you had very good fear with them?
I don't see the reason why I should have fear. Play a game, sport, basketball. And I think I credit also the organization for that because they always pushed us and gave us confidence to say, yeah, y'all are here to do this, to get better, to learn. It's not always going to be easy, but you got to just keep going and believe in yourself that you're going to do it. And I think it relieves a lot of the pressure you could have if you were playing for, I don't know, a contending team or something like that. That would, I think just the situation we were in as rookies just ideal to just go out there.
Some of the questions and analysis of your game this year is involved in taking people by surprise a little bit, right? Was that the case at all with opponents? Did you hear anything from opposing players, props that you got, and are there any examples you can share?
Not every really. It's usually a good game. Keep going, stay healthy. I would say though, DeMar DeRozan told my assistant coach that I was taller and longer than he expected. Because I remember I walked to the bench line or something in Sacramento, so that was taller and longer than expected.
Kyshawn, can you speak a little bit about the growth amongst the rookies, especially Alex? How he was able to grow on both ends of the floor, of course, of the season?
I think I was kind of expecting it in the sense that it was just a matter of him finding his groove, finding his rhythm, finding his shot, being able to find that rhythm and also get the connections with the players on the court. Like you need to learn how to play with each other. And once we knew that, we were able to find him and put him in situations where he was super comfortable doing what he was doing. And yeah, he just got into his groove and just playing.
Which assistant coach did you say that to?
DB. DB told me that.
Where do you really typically spend much of your off season or overseas?
I'm going home actually, and then after that, I'm coming here to work out. Okay.
There's a lot of amongst the vets that have come through, spoke really highly of you and what you bring to the court. Can you just speak a little bit about our vets and how they've helped you in your growth?
I would say the first thing that stand out to me is their willingness to share. I remember it was the first game Marcus got here at halftime, and he just took me aside and just taught me exactly that hand placement I was talking about and stuff like that. And it just shows that I never really had a conversation with him. I just backed him up. He came to me, and I backed him up and said, "What's up?" And then the first thing is directly giving me knowledge about basketball. Same thing with K-Mid, offensive stuff, his poise and stuff like that. Just keeping the game simple. It just shows how willing they are to share what they know, and that's just super great. And it's the best position to get to have all that type of knowledge around you, and